This is the 37th part in my project to recreate Kings Island in Parkitect. This video is a speed build of my recreation of Invertigo at Kings Island. Invertigo opened at Kings Island on April 17, 1999. Invertigo was manufactured by Vekoma Rides Manufacturing, a ride manufacturer based out of the Netherlands. The ride model is an inverted boomerang similar to Vekoma's standard boomerangs, but with this model, the track is above the trains themselves, instead of beneath the trains like standard boomerangs. Invertigo stands 131.3 feet tall, with a top speed of 50 miles per hour, 3 inversions, a track length of 1,013.8 feet, and the ride pulls 5 vertical Gs. This makes Invertigo one of the most forceful roller coasters at Kings Island. Going backwards through that vertical loop, you pull some insane G-forces. It's a really forceful ride. Invertigo originally opened at Kings Island, named Face Off, themed to the Paramount movie of the same name. It originally had a yellow and red color scheme while it operated as Face Off, and it switched to the teal and blue color scheme it has now in 2007 when it became Invertigo. You can see here in the footage I'm just about done with Invertigo's layout, but this one required a lot of tweaks. It's not very easy or intuitive to make shuttle coasters in Parkitect, so you kind of have to find loopholes to make them function. I originally tried to use LSM launches to send the train back and forth like I did for Snoopy's Soapbox Racers in an earlier part of this project, but for whatever reason that didn't seem to work and the train would not make it back to the station. The solution I found was a lot more simple, albeit a lot more unrealistic. I just had the game send the train out of the station at 60 miles per hour. It just launches the train out of there with enough speed to make it back through the layout. In real life, Invertigo only goes 50 miles per hour, so having it fly through the layout at 60 miles per hour is pretty unrealistic. But friction causes it to lose a lot of speed throughout the layout, so when it goes back through the layout, it's probably only going 50 miles per hour or so. In the moment, this was the only way I could think to make the ride function. If you have any other ideas, let me know in the comments down below. You also might notice that Invertigo is facing the wrong angle. In real life, Invertigo's layout is almost parallel with the back of the Kings Island Theater building. However, in Parkitect, ride stations cannot be diagonal, they have to be at 90-degree angles. So I had to slightly adjust the angle of Invertigo's layout to make it work in the game. So this recreation isn't exactly one-to-one, but I'd still say I got it pretty close. You also might notice that there's no Vekoma inverted boomerang coaster type in the game, or a Vekoma suspended looping coaster type. I used 2 mods off the Steam Workshop to make this recreation possible. I used the suspended looping coaster mod by Marnet, and I used the Vekoma SLC train mod by Distance. Another thing you might notice is that the trains aren't the Vekoma inverted boomerang trains. Unfortunately, Parkitect doesn't have Vekoma inverted boomerang trains, and I couldn't find any on the Steam Workshop, so I'm just using the Vekoma SLC trains from the Vekoma SLC trains mod I just mentioned. Invertigo's tucked behind a lot of rides and buildings at Kings Island, so it was really important to get this done first before I move on to rides like Congo Falls. It also serves as a landmark so I know how far away to put Congo Falls, and the ticket buildings at the front entrance. So now that I have Invertigo done, stay tuned for the next parts of this project, which will be the other rides in Action Zone. And in case you aren't aware, videos of this project release every Tuesday this summer, so if you're enjoying my videos on this project, be sure to check back every Tuesday for new parts. Now enjoy the rest of the speed build. And now that the speed build's complete, here's a look at the finished product. Here's my recreation of Invertigo at Kings Island in Parkitect. If you'd like to see more parts of this project, there's a link to the playlist in the description of this video, and be sure to check back every Tuesday this summer. Like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.